Good evening, my dear friends. Your Serge is here with you, and tonight I wanted to shoot a quick episode on linking on fluent speech and how I interact with my students and how I teach them how to discern words in very fluent speech. So we usually have a look at some videos, some YouTube videos where native speakers, primarily I use Canadian and American native speakers, when they expose this pattern of very fluent speech, when they speak where words are connected together and when they use a lot of linking, like for example, I would use this video from Perception Trainer's channel from second 47. Like, listen, this is a very good example of very fluent speech.
Okay, I have these feelings of unworthiness, and I can tell that when someone does something for me, I think, oh, I don't deserve it, and they shouldn't have done that, and I wish that I could repay them, or how am I going to pay them back, or I have all this turmoil and feel bad and feel guilty and feel...
So see that she was speaking pretty fast, and some expressions for non-advanced learners, or even for some more or less advanced learners, may not be very clear. Like she says, they don't know what that, she doesn't know what it means for me, and she said it like pretty fast, or whether it means something for me, something for me. So the word something almost turned into something. So you see how words are contracted and how fast the speech is. And in this extent, the problem of linking is very important here. And concerning linking, I like using the textbook Mastering American English. It has, in the fourth part of it, it has a special topic dedicated exclusively to linking. So it's called Linking Words for Smoother Speech, and it says that many non-native speakers of English believe that they should pronounce each word separately. This will make their speech clear and easily understood. From my own experience, when I started talking to American native speakers back in 2005, I was speaking that way. I was, and a native speaker from Oklahoma, U.S., told me that I was like chopping words. He used the verb to chop, so it's like each word is separate. The words don't merge together as it usually is the case in native speech. So linking is when the last sound of one word and the first sound of the following word are merged together and pronounced as so the consonant of the previous word becomes the first consonant, the first sound of the following word. So there's a good example, very good example given in this textbook, like the expression burned out can be said like burned out. So see, burned out. It even turned out that there can be an expression that kind of makes sense, burned out. But actually, it does sound that way in the native speaker speech. I experienced that many ways, many times when interacting with them. And the expression of "it's a cold evening" can be said, instead of "it's a cold evening" can be said here. It's a cold evening. It's a cold evening. Because when you're speaking fluently, it's a lot easier to attach the last consonant of one word. If the next word starts with a vowel, it's a lot easier to attach it to the beginning of the next word. It just happens naturally. You don't even do anything to do it. It just happens naturally because such division of sounds just occurs when you try to speak more or less fluently. So there is no need to be chopping words. And here in this sound American, there is a warning, a common mistake that many speakers make, that linking and speaking fast aren't the same thing. So when you link, it doesn't mean that you have to speak fast. You also can speak very slowly, but still link. And linking is necessary because it makes your speech more understandable for native speakers. Like you can say, I burned out, I burned out. You still can say it slowly, but it's going to be linking and it's going to make sense. And the wonderful thing they give here is some examples for linking, especially some very popular word combinations like hold on, sounds like hold on, or I like it, sounds like I like it. So a very interesting redistribution of letters and sounds. Very interesting occasion. And depend sounds like one word. Depend, because the last P of the word deep just merges with the first E of the word and it sounds like depend. And get up late also stays 3 words, but different 3 words. So it's like regroups and changes words. And get up late turns into get a plate. Get a plate, like get me a plate. Yeah, very interesting examples. Picked out, they say it becomes picked out, but actually to me it sounds a little bit strange because in the word picked, the consonant sound becomes voiceless, so it sounds more like picked out and not doubt. I wonder why the authors of the textbook put it this way. This guy, they say it sounds like this guy, but actually in the word the sky there's a k, the voiceless sound, and the g is a voiced consonant. So also I wouldn't 100% agree with this case, but that's okay. So, and then there are dialogues here when you can practice linking, and a very convenient thing about these dialogues is that the content word, the so-called content words, are bold, and you can see where the sentence stress is. So you have like the sign, the bold font of this content words, and you know where to stress. So like in the sentence can I command, the N is the content word. So we say can I command, especially before the content word. The merging really shows, like men. It's like ka, one word ka, and the next word men. So the am merges with the preposition in. So yeah, and then they have some more example, and then they have linking consonants to same consonants and word pairs for practice, but we're going to look at those in the following videos. Today I wanted just to talk about merging consonants and vowels, and so it's pretty important to use videos like those to demonstrate fluent speech and to have your more or less advanced students just write down what they heard from that fluent speech, and that's how they're going to train their ear and tune their ear to fast fluent English speech. And I think it's vitally important for making them learn to understand fluent speech. So this was your Surge. More episodes are coming. I was very happy to talk to you. See you later. Goodbye.